So you're watching Two Bros Podcast on 13 Ghost TV.
You can like, you can subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram.
And now Periscope.
Ooh! What's Periscope?
Periscope's a new one.
The new, like, what is it?
It's a new platform. It's a streaming platform. Well, it's not new, but actually Periscope's been out for a while.
Do you have to sign up for Periscope?
It's free.
Free?
Free.
Shit's free!
Free 99.
There's a
This is great. It is fantastic. We're doing it like they do in the White House. Doing it like they do at the White House. Man, my. Good day, everyone. Two Bros Podcast, episode 50! Wow. We have Champagnes.
Baby Champagnes.
And we're doing it big like the White House.
They do, man.
This is how you do it. That's how they do. They come correct, man. You know.
That's how you do, man.
Well, cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers
50 episodes. We're celebrating like we won the Pro Bowl
National Championship, huh?
Wow.
Won the National Championship. You know, one thing I realized when I look at all those like pictures they have of them at the White House and whatnot, there's no fries.
You're right.
There's not a goddamn fry in the place. There was no fries. No fries, no nuggets.
I just saw boxes of
you just see boxes of fast food. Apparently, what 1,000 hamburgers, 1,000 burgers? And he said, I paid for it, so thanks.
So, just like the president, we have Big Macs. You know, when you do shit big around here, you get big shit.
You get big shit, man.
Kudos to the White House. Wow, is that a slap in the face?
What?
Or is that just reality? Is that just today's reality? Have we?
You know, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I think he was trying to make a point.
Right.
And I think he made his point, you know, because he said, you know, hey, because there's nobody here. I mean, he didn't apologize for it.
No.
You know, he said, hey, there's no White House staff here, so, you know, and then he spun it in a way that, you know, this is, you know, oh, really? Wait, he says, yeah, I just love American businesses. You know, support American business. How can you hate that?
How can you hate that? Well, this guy, for sure, I think you said this before. I think you were quoting someone, but you said this is it's not the president. What did you say? Well, you said something before. It was very genius. It says he's not the president you want. He's the president we have.
I was comparing him to Obama, and it's kind of like Obama is the person like we aspire to be.
This is the quote. Yeah.
This is Trump is like who we are. Right? That's who we are.
Right.
You know,
make no mistake.
There's a little bit, you know, as much as people vilify him and say shit about him, there's Trump in all of this.
Yes.
There's a little bit of vindictive, childish. Right, like the whole thing with the government shutdown is a fucking, it's a game of chicken, you know?
Yeah, it is.
It's a game of chicken, and unfortunately,
game of chicken.
On the back end of it is what, some 800,000 people didn't get their paycheck. You know?
Horrible.
And that's the thing that pisses me off about it, isn't it? I don't give a fuck about a wall. I don't give a fuck about, you know, you're posturing against the wall. There are people who are not getting paychecks.
Yeah, that's the prime. That's the part that is taking this to a level of I'm not down for that.
Right.
And I don't think anyone is. I don't think anyone is like, yo, how do we do this? And the scariest part of it all is that when it's over, or hopefully it's over, hopefully it'll end, I think we will just go, that was crazy. That was weird. Like just like this thing with the White House with as much banter I thought was gonna happen. I didn't hear much.
Yeah.
I saw everyone else jumping in saying, wow, this is crazy. Yeah, you know.
Well, you saw what everybody else did. Everybody else who had some money was saying, hey, invite those guys over. Let's take them out to a real meal.
Right.
You know,
Right.
take them out to a proper restaurant
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. And so I don't know if they took them up on their offer, but that's the case. And then they got 2 meals out of it.
Well, they'll have a meal every week if they keep.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah. They'll just have different people say, "Hey, you guys want a real meal? Come on over here."
Right. But this is apparently this is what the president eats anyway.
Yeah.
Apparently he's like a fast food dude, like
yeah.
When they clean up Air Force One, it's like it's
rappers,
and KFC boxes and shit.
Ma'am.
He didn't do no shark steak or no, you want a filet,
foie gras.
whatever. Right? You want a foie gras? You want some orange duck? And no, give me a Big Mac. Give me a Big Mac.
Well, Warren Buffett's a big McDonald's guy too.
Is he?
Uh-huh.
And he owns some of McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Mike.
Mm-hmm. He owns quite a few, but he's sausage, egg, and cheese every morning.
Yeah.
Twofer. You know, and a Coke. He drinks Coke, like yeah, like McDonald's Coke. Like well, he says it and he shows it on 1 or 2 shows, and then you assume that's what he does all day.
Right. He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
So what if he does?
So what?
Guy's got more money than fucking.
There was an interesting program with him, the 1%. You seen the 1%?
Mm-mm.
The grandson of this guy owns the Johnson and Johnson, the Johnson family.
Okay.
Grandson goes to NYU. He's doing his story
Currently
on.
now.
Yes. Well, this was maybe 2 years ago, so he's probably since graduated. And he did this story on his family being the 1%. You know, and explaining that how does their family's wealth represent a majority of their family's wealth represents like 20 or 30% of the national income.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
He starts to dig in and he goes very deep into his own family.
Okay.
And they're like, why are you doing this? The family's attorney is like, so you need to stop this. You need to stop this now. Like, there's nothing nefarious. We don't trade slaves. We don't do anything illegal. We do American business. This is the way the world works, and this is how your family, and you should be honored, to be in this family, and you should uphold. And he didn't want to take the path that his parents took. He felt that he wanted to do more philanthropic stuff. And in fact, his dad.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, in fact, his dad even did something about, he had a paper about slavery and something like that. And so he says, look, I'm following in the vein of the family, but I can't understand, like, why are we so rich? Like, why? Why are we so rich? And the guy's like, hey, man, is anybody complaining around here? You know what I'm saying? Are you starving? Are you hungry? Or what the fuck? Like, leave it alone. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, he said he wants to be philanthropic. And that's great, but to be philanthropic, you got to have money.
Correct.
So it's great to want to be philanthropic, but then are you going to be philanthropic and then question the amount of money that you have?
Yes.
Can you do both? And what if they did? And listen, anybody who makes that kind of money, there's always some shady shit that has happened or did happen in the past, and it's it's undeniable. It's a part of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't deny that they built something. They built something, and they're able to pass it on to their kids.
Yeah. It's true. It's very true, and it has a long lineage of where it comes from and where it's going. And the show is great. I mean, it's a documentary. He did put it out, and he goes into one of the segments of he goes in and interviews other grandkids of other wealthy people.
Okay.
So he finds Warren Buffett's granddaughter.
Okay.
And she was.
I don't think he gives his kids money though.
Okay, so he tells the story. They get college tuition paid for.
Mm-hmm.
They have $1 million in a trust. That's it.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Okay.
No 10 million, no 40 million,
Right.
no empire, no
Right.
nothing.
No
You
taking
gotta go to work. None of that stuff.
Mhm.
You do get a college education out of it, and that's all he gives them. His daughter denounced it. She said, I want my grandpa. I want a real human. I want a person. Don't just come and, you're not buying my fuck your college to it. She's complaining that there's no love, no genuine love in the household. That everything is surrounded around this trust and this, even at $1 million, as little as $1 million.
It's not, comparatively, it's not a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money at all. She's complaining that there's no genuine love, and she wants to be. She doesn't want to go to college. She's an artist, like she's.
Okay.
She's one of those she paints on the floor, like she just takes,
Okay.
pours shit on the floor,
Smooth
it around, and
Right.
yeah,
It's
this is
art.
art. And then she's like a baby, she babysits. She does like odd jobs, walks dogs. She's regular.
Right.
And she's like, leave me alone. Like, you said if I don't go to college, I don't get the money. I don't get. Fuck it. I don't want it. It's a price for my freedom. You know what I'm saying? And so he interviews her a little bit, and she goes very deep into the psychosis of the family, how it's torn them apart,
Right.
how he's on a level of, like, fine, you do, you don't, whatever. It's just a pathway. And for some people, they look at it, I guess, saying, like, well, what are you supposed to do? Like, that's what you're kind of supposed to do, like, with your family. You're supposed to say, hey, I've made it, I'm successful.
Right.
I'll give you a lane. There's an opportunity for you here if you can do it. The only thing I ask is that you do this.
Right.
And so,
But that's what we all do, though.
Correct.
In our own way. We don't have billions of dollars to exploit it, but we do the same thing. I'm sure you've done the same thing with your kids. They're going to college. I did the same thing with my kids as they were 100% going to college. Yeah. Here's your lane. I'll do this. I just ask that you do X, Y, Z.
this is how you pay us back.
Right.
This is how you give back to the family.
Right.
And this is how, none of that monkey shit.
So from that interview, did you take that she was like rejecting the family, or she herself felt rejected?
She felt rejected. She felt rejected because she wanted to do her own thing, and there wasn't the acceptability of her doing her own thing. Just like this kid was saying the same thing. He's saying, I feel like a fucking outcast. I just want to do, raw journalism, and I want to explain and show people. And he was like, yeah, but not us. Like, show someone else.
Right.
The family's like, don't show us.
Right.
Tape someone else. Like, go take kids with dysentery.
See, and it's funny because in doing that, you kind of demonstrate how privileged you are.
Yeah.
And I don't think they understand that correlation. Like, you being able to do this,
right,
means you're okay. Means you're good.
Right. You could walk around, not worry about paying bills.
Right.
And the kid, mind you, this took a year to do. Travel country, went over, did this.
Right.
Very, Dad, can you cut the check?
But it gets paid.
Right. It gets paid. And I think that's what the father was saying to him, or his attorney. I think it was a family attorney, one of those type of family attorney arrangements. And the guy was like, listen, man, you've been afforded some very healthy conditions to even do, like you said, to even do this. Like, leave it alone, man.
Right.
Like, leave it alone. Why would you? But I guess his point is to show and spread the word and just talk about privilege.
Talk about privilege.
Talk about the privileges that are not afforded to other people. He went as far as to go to a kind of like this housing thing, like this investment conference or something.
Okay.
He said, where's all, like he had some friends in school, some brothers, some black guys or whatever. And he was like, you don't know about this? Like, how do you? He said, no, we don't. Certain things that are handed down through the families that don't get trickled down to other people.
Right.
So in other words, I would never know about this conference if he didn't tell me.
Right.
And all kinds of money was being given out.
Right.
You could sign up for a loan, you get this, you get, all these amenities and stuff that came with it. That's a privilege.
Right.
That's a family thing that you go through and you know about.
Right.
And that's the privileges that some of these people don't understand. It's like not my fault you don't know about the ball at the at the Victor Maitland's place.
Somebody was supposed to tell you.
Right. So that is very interesting in itself. So the White House has gone rogue. We are at day 29, day 30 now.
Probably 30 days now.
30 days of a shutdown, and all hell's breaking loose, or not.
And nobody's and I. You know what I think? Well,
What do you think?
you know, if they would just continually see, at some point, somebody's got to take a step forward.
Hmm?
And the question becomes, well, who's going to be the person to take a step forward?
Huh.
And so, if, you know, like Nancy Pelosi ain't hurting for money.
Right.
You know, Chuck Schumer ain't hurting for money.
Right.
You know,
I like how you told her to take a commercial. You want to Pakistan?
take a commercial flight.
You got the money. You got the money. I'm sorry, we're shut down. Feel free to book your own travel. Travelocity.
Did you hear her retort?
No.
Her retort was, we were planning on doing that, but since you said for us to do that, it is now a security risk for me to take a commercial flight in there.
So she
How valid that is, I don't know. Or that could be just more bullshit, just going back and forth. Just more plain than You know, I would love to know if there are these conversations. Say, hey, when can we get together and talk and just work this out so that people can get their paychecks.
Right.
And how do we move closer towards each of us getting what we want? And that's compromise and that's negotiation.
Right.
If you're unwilling to do that, then this becomes a clusterfuck.
Well, let's look at this. Let's tear it apart. What do they want? What does Trump want? Trump wants the wall.
Trump wants his wall. He wants his money for his wall.
So he wants the House to dig into taxpayer money. Is that
Yes.
So we the people,
Right.
we're gonna pay for the wall.
Right.
I don't think we want a wall. I don't think we. Well, put it this way: this money is already taken. Already, it's exhumed from us, right?
It's like $5 billion.
Right. So we've already paid. We've already paid. In other words, it's not like they're gonna go to us and say, "Okay, guys, we're gonna add another 1,000 to your thing.
Right.
This is the wall tax."
Right.
We don't get penalized for the money we pay in taxes. Go however they figure it out.
Right.
They figure it out.
Right.
So there's really not a compromise when you look at it. When you break it down, there's really nothing to lose. Like the American people won't feel it. We're only feeling it because they tell us.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
okay. Well, we feel it. We feel it in the sense of what our taxes are going to be, and the possibility of us getting, I guess, tax breaks.
Right.
So maybe the American people feel it in that way. And then when you look at the debt that's brought up, I mean, apparently this administration has, I think, quadrupled the debt. You know, so it begs the question of, okay, we're going to spend more money? You know, for something? And he said it's a campaign promise, and he's going to fulfill his campaign and promises and stuff. And so it's like this thing of you know, nobody wants to budge. Is this game of chicken? Is this game of chicken that people are playing?
I think Melania Trump got fucked by a Mexican pool boy. There's no way that he's so fucking mad about these Mexicans. Mexican pool boy jumped over the fence, fucked Melania, and she told him, I can't wait for him to come back. Like, bring the guy back. And he's like, fuck that, I'm building a wall.
I need a wall.
I need a bigger wall. I fucking climbed over that shit. So Melania, man, you really sugar walls. That's what it should have.
Melania, sugar walls, Trump.
Sugar walls.
Woo, there's sugar walls.
We're living in some strange times.
It is strange.
It is strange. But nonetheless, this is our country, and I love that statement of this is who we are. This is who we are. This is who we are.
This is who we are. That's why, you know, that's why a lot of, you know, this is who we are. You know who else we are? Have you seen the Costco tub of fucking 27 pounds of mac and cheese?
What?
Costco has this tub of mac and cheese.
I never saw this.
27 pounds. It's got like 400 servings of mac and cheese
In a tub.
in a tub. in a tub, like a painter's tub, like a tub.
Oh, not a bathtub.
No, not a bathtub, like a tub, like a carrying plastic tub that you would have fucking spackle in and shit.
5 gallon drum, like a painter's.
I doubt if it's 5 gallons. It's got to be at least like it's got to be more than that.
Like
It's
a
gotta be
barrel.
bigger than that.
Like a barrel.
It's a huge fucking thing of mac and cheese.
And you can go buy this.
You can go buy this. Well, you can't because they're sold out. Now, you take that and then you show it around the world. The rest of the world goes, these fucking assholes. A tub of mac and cheese. It's like,
It's gluttony.
right? It's tremendous gluttony. It's like bunker food. It's like this is what you have when the apocalypse comes. Like you buy it, you stick it in the basement.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you do? How do you store it? Is it cold? Is it?
It's in a sealed
Leave it
container,
outside?
so you can just like put it in the basement. It's sealed.
Scoop out as needed?
And the next what? The apocalypse comes, the zombies are fucking running in the middle of the street. Everybody get in the basement, open up that tub of mac and cheese. We good.
This is outrageous.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it.
I haven't
The
seen
thing to me is that it's sold out.
Right.
It's sold out. Like somebody. Hey, Costco's got a 27 pound tub of mac and cheese.
We better hurry up and get on this.
Get this shit. I'm gonna get 2.
Just imagine the motherfucker. Oh,
Donna
order.
might need one.
If you said, man, the fucking guy coming, the UPS guy, the motherfucker.
Delivering that shit. Exactly.
You motherfucker ordering this mac and cheese. You rolling this shit up.
Okay, listen. Dave, we're gonna put all mac and cheese in your truck. You just gonna make all mac and cheese runs. Because we got like 90 of them. So you got mac and cheese runs today, Dave.
What?
Dave, just fucking deliver the mac and cheese.
Shut the fuck up.
Please. Just get your ass back here.
Wow.
Take your time. 27 pounds.
How many pounds?
It's 27 pounds, I think.
27 pounds.
Yes.
That's a lot.
27 pounds of pre-made mac and cheese that you could just scoop out.
First of all, mac and cheese pre-made is a sin itself.
Yes, because it can't be good.
It can't be good.
It can't be good.
It has to be completely pasteurized, and it has to be all this. It has to have all
All
that.
that, right.
It's got to be like Cheese Whiz.
Pretty much. Cheese
Yeah.
Whiz, maybe Velveeta, or however they...
No, but like something that won't ever get
That won't decay. That won't
that won't
deteriorate.
burn up. I mean, you leave mac and cheese out the day you cook it. That's it. It's
Right.
the second day is not as good.
Like if you make mac and cheese, right.
Right. Even if you put it in the microwave for the second day, it's not as good as when it came out.
No.
There's no fucking way.
No.
You could put water on it. You could do whatever you want. It's not the same. So to have it in a tub,
27 pounds. I don't know if it's a Costco. I don't know if it's a
Costco
if it's
exclusive?
a Costco brand or anything
gotta
like
be.
that, but just still. And that's an idea. That's what I'm. And that's another thing. It starts as an idea. People sat in a room and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
we got all these 27-pound tubs. We don't know what to do with. Let's fill them with mac and cheese and see how it sells."
Ooh,
all those tubs and all this macaroni that nobody's buying. Fuck it. Let's make mac and cheese. Put it together. Sold it out. This motherfucker now got a huge bonus, and he's got a Ferrari, and Asian chicks are sucking his dick in fucking South Beach.
Costco does have liquor.
Yeah.
It's cheap as shit. They have,
Oh, yeah?
they have cheap fucking. I mean, I bought a big bottle of fucking this vodka that we tried
Mhm.
it. It's horrible.
Okay. It's like house vodka, just
It works
or whatever it was.
like a well vodka
like
type of.
leftover vodka.
Yeah, but it comes in the bottle like the popular brand stuff. So they have it like in the Tito's, same can with the bronze top. They've emulated the popular stuff.
So they're putting house liquor in
They haven't-
Tito's
It
thing.
doesn't say Tito's. It'll say
So it looks like it.
right.
Okay.
So when you vodka,
Okay, so
you go for the bottle, and you go, wait, what does this say? And it's like
Timmy's.
Me too.
Mito's. Mito's vodka.
Randy. Not Tito, Randy. Another fucking Jackson.
And the other one.
Tito's Randy Vodka Jacksons, by the way. Tito, get me some tissue.
Who told Marlon he could sing? Who told Marlon he could cut it out?
Fucking Marlon Jackson. Man, so what else is in the world of, in this crazy world of
In
ours?
this crazy world, you see that Gillette ad?
Yeah, what's the problem? Sensitivity, huh?
I think it's comment. I mean, I actually made a couple comments on it because I don't. What I don't like is I don't like being told what to fucking do.
Yeah, right.
To me, that's number one.
Right.
I don't like being told what to do, and I don't like these images. I mean, yes, men can be jerks.
Yeah,
Absolutely. But now, like the guy who wants to talk to a woman and looks at a woman and says, "Oh my God," that ain't the same thing as the guy that's smacking somebody's ass at park.
Right.
Those aren't the same thing.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So that we can't like lump all that shit in together. Right.
Yeah, that's not the same as good morning. That's like the thing I told you before with the girl at the bar. It was like, hey, I see you ordered the hot wings, and how are they? They're good. I'm married. You're married to the wing. You're married to the wing.
Can you at least let me get to the point where I like ask you some personal shit before you start divulging?
How did you lump that? How did you get that from this? How did you get that from that part of the quiz? That's the thing that really fucking
testosterone is not a negative thing. There's been this drive to say that hey, your toxic masculinity is destroying the world.
That's horrible though. I mean,
it's the same kind of shit that like the dudes who like went to Vietnam had toxic masculinity. Then if that's the case. So do we not want that?
What do you mean?
Can we like if like the same kind of
the guy with the cigar,
that's the kind
to
of guy
protect you.
Right, that's the guy that's like taking out your trash.
Right.
Also.
Yeah.
So at what point is it bad? And is there toxic femininity? Every time somebody says that to me, I ask them that question. I said, so what is toxic femininity?
Right.
And they don't have an answer for me.
Right.
And I said, so
they just say it can't be. It can't
right.
Be. Yeah.
So the bad parts, and there are, yes, so the negative aspects of whatever makes us men.
Right.
Aggression, organization, yes, they're bad parts, and it leads to bad shit.
Sure.
Yes, there are negative parts.
100%. Yeah.
So then are we saying that there are not negative aspects to what makes somebody a woman?
I would think so.
You would think so.
I would think so.
So can we call that toxic femininity?
Yeah.
Can we say toxic femininity is when, for some reason, your wife wants to know how come you can't go out and get her cheesy breadsticks at 1 o'clock in the morning?
Stop.
Shit like that.
Huh. You're right. I mean, there's a level of there's definitely a double-edged sword for this type of mentality.
Yeah.
And it seems to be an assassination of men.
Yeah.
I mean, the man. I did a job one time, and right in Times Square, 44th Street Hotel Mela, not Mela, means the man. I think it means the man, or the apple. No, it means the apple, or something like that.
Mela,
something like that. Italian.
Yeah.
Mela. Meanwhile, the guy was from Persia. I mean, a Persian guy. Anyway, the designer was obviously gay.
Mm-hmm. Why do you say obviously gay?
Most because the majority in that business is like
really,
yeah.
So through your experience,
male designers are gay.
Tend to be gay.
Okay, that's why I said obviously.
All right.
Probably a misnomer, like probably not the right politically thing to say.
Well, but you saying in your experience?
In my experience, if I see a guy,
most of the designers are gay.
They're gay, and the first thing they ask is, "Are you gay?"
They ask you that
all the time.
They ask you if you're gay
all the time, because you get along with them and you start conversation. Oh, I like that. Oh, how
really?
And they go, "You gay?" Like, no.
That's interesting.
Very. Because then I go, do I look at, do I give it all? But prior to this, my experience was the opposite. I was, here's this, I'll give you the scenario how it happened. There was a banquet. You know what a banquet is?
Yes.
Seating, group of seating, whatever. Oh, that's fucking thing. It's giving me agita. You don't hear it?
That last time you pulled.
Oh, you didn't hear it?
I didn't hear it. No.
So maybe it's just my headphone.
Maybe it was just yours.
Could be. The scenario goes like this: they were building this banquet around a column.
Okay.
Seating around, and the designer was challenged to make it work. Now, a square So geometrics, right?
Okay.
So you have a square, and you have to put a seating around it. So
Mhm.
you either make it trapezoid on all fours so that the ends touch each other, or you make them one over,
Okay.
parallelogram.
You have design limitations on what you can.
Correct. I mean, square peg, round hole,
Mhm.
right? This is the scenario. So the guy who made the Bancat came up with, he says, all right, I'm going to do this trapezoid where the edges are triangular mitered, and they meet mitered. So the problem was is that when you sat in the middle, the corners flapped up.
Okay.
Because the seating was not soft enough where it didn't balance out. So you sat in the middle, it was so firm, and it was boop, it popped up.
Okay.
So his answer was, fuck it, we'll throw some Velcro down and, it'll hold, heavy duty Velcro underneath the seat. And then when you go to clean them, you pull them up and there's Velcro there. That's very simple. It's done all the time. They fought, they argued, I don't want Velcro on my, it should be plush, it should be this, it should be this. And then there's two guys arguing. The owner of the hotel is like, God, I don't give a shit. You faggots figure it out. Was like, what? Wait a minute, you can't say that. So here I am in the middle of it, and I'm like, wait. Not, you mean these guys, not me. I don't care. You guys figure it out. So I'm doing brass tacks and facts, right? And I'm like, listen, we know we have this here. We know we have to change this. We know this. And the guy who made the Bancat, he's gay also. He has a little dog with him. And he was like, I don't give a shit. I got my money. And he just tooted off. He just walked off and was like, and he was like, see, I told you this is why you don't pay these motherfuckers. You know this and that. And I'm like, wait, hold on. And so the kid, the designer, was always, Oren, you're such a man. You're mean. You talk to everybody so mean. And I'm like, guys, I just need to get it done. Like, I don't know how softer to say this. Like, get this shit done. We need to get it done. We need to be done. We need to be out of here.
Right.
And he used to tell me that all the time. He was like, you're such a man. And I was like, yes. Thank you. I mean, like, why was that a bad thing? Point is, after that, I started realizing the sensitivity of these gay designers. And it was like, all right, let me lighten it up a little bit where I'll choose my words.
So I made a little adjustment.
I made an adjustment. And I learned to just kind of kiki at it a little bit. With a little bit of, and it was like, oh, wow, I like what you did. You put the yellow with the green. That's cool. It was a nice little mix of color. I see what you did. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, and then they open up, and all of a sudden. And so then they get this shit done right. It's such a harsh word these days. That makes the radio stop. Wait a minute. He called you.
Called you a faggot.
So yeah, super sensitivity on Gillette. Not sure why everyone's backlashing. I just think we're just in that. Yeah.
What it seemed like an attack on manhood from a company that had in the past used feminine sexuality to sell their products. So if you go back, there's some Gillette ads in which a woman has Gillette written across her ass in a pair of like yoga pants and stuff.
Really?
Yes. So they used it to sell the product, and now they're saying that, hey, we need and
They can't do it anymore.
the overall message is a decent message. Yes, men need to be more cognizant of who they're speaking to and the perception that it can bring in. Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. But at the same time, we can't lump everything together and say that because why is it wrong for a man to lust after a woman?
Right. That's natural.
That's if a guy finds a woman attractive,
right?
There's a difference between
grabbing asses,
right, and then maybe saying something that maybe you shouldn't say.
Right.
There's a difference between those two things. You mean, and you treat that person.
Yeah.
You treat that person.
I see what you're saying. I mean, lumping that into a bowl of Jello that's
there's a
Toxic.
There's a difference
Toxic
between
though,
Harvey
yeah.
Weinstein and a rapist.
Yeah.
You know,
Opportunists versus rapists.
I guess so. I guess you want to call him. You saw he fired his lawyer.
Did he?
You see, but you see, he's following this path. Like he had this high-profile lawyer.
Following the Trump path.
No, he's following this rich person path of what he's doing now. Because now he's out the vein of actual legal maneuvering, so to speak. So he was trying to get the charges dismissed and trying to get things changed and stuff like that. So he had this very high-profile lawyer to get that done. And apparently they're not changing anything, and cases weren't,
Nothing.
charges weren't dropped, and
Okay.
fine. So he fired him.
Okay.
He has yet to announce his new legal team. I guarantee you, his new legal team will be comprised of women.
Yeah.
Of women, and it might be a black woman on there. Making the argument for Harvey Weinstein, saying that's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Bullshit. That'd be interesting to see how that plays out. But we have to ask. Why do we care so much, about these high-profile cases? Like, why do
Good point.
Why do we care? Like, I mean, is there a point of caring about Bill Cosby? Because is he the fabric of, what you thought is so in the case of like an R. Kelly type of thing, which is going on with him, which is spiraling crazy.
Which I had not paid attention to.
Crazy.
Okay.
Very fucking crazy.
Apparently he's been dropped by Sony now, right? Is that the
Sony did drop.
Okay.
Yes, you are correct. So Sony is finally taking the stance and said, wait a minute, these fucking people keep showing up at the doorstep saying, drop this motherfucker. Like, why are you paying for this guy to be, to be funding? You're funding an animal.
Right.
Allegedly, the stuff that he's being accused of is kind of animalistic.
Okay.
I mean, it's downright fucking. But like they say, in someone's privacy, who cares what you do behind your doors, right? Like it's your house, it's your. And the fact that these women are saying, "There's nothing wrong with me," they're saying, "No, we're okay, we're fine, thank you, see you, close the door," because they're addicted to a lifestyle of hot Beverly Hills hotels and restaurants and this highfalutin entourage stuff, and you get to fuck R. Kelly and take herpes with you.
I might get pissed on twice a week.
Right. If that's your thing.
If that's your thing.
And see, the fact is that the parents, unfortunately, are the ones that are really saying, wait a minute, how did this happen to my daughter? Like, how?
Yeah.
The guy,
Are these kids minors?
when they met him, they were 17. Daughter was 17, the father took her to the concert. The mother, father, and daughter went to a concert as a family. We're going to an R. Kelly concert. And R. Kelly picked her out of the crowd, brought her on the stage, and oh my God, started. He did his little song, singing and dancing around her, and said, "What do you do? You sing?" And she says, "Yes, I'm trying to be a singer." Great. We're gonna interview you at my hotel right after the show, And the parents were like, "Okay, you guys will wait in the back room."
Oh, see that.
Fuck that.
That's it, right.
The stardom kicked in. The guys are, oh shit, our daughter's in there with R. Kelly, man. This girl, he's talking to her right now. And the guys at the security's at the door, like,
Yeah, they talk.
Oh, he's talking.
They talk.
Straight talk.
See, that's
You're talk.
I'll be down for everything until you wait out here. No,
she's a minor.
No.
She's a minor.
I will be there when there. No, we really can't have that. Then on my phone, I am dialing 911.
And the guy,
That's what's happening.
when you give his story, he was like, he couldn't believe it happened in front of him.
Yeah.
So it's easy to say from the outside, like, yo, man, I would have bust down the door.
True.
There's a fucking 7-foot black guy standing there like, yo, bro, you ain't going in there, man.
So, nigga, I don't care about your GED.
Right.
Get the fuck out.
That's it. So
But you're right.
You don't see yourself getting fat in the mirror. You don't see how this thing unfolds because it's bit by bit. Master P even chimed in and said the same thing. He said, guys, they showed him on the show. They out of the building. My daughter's in there. And they throwing pebbles and rocks at the window. And they call in the cops, and they're like, my daughter's inside. And they was like, well, we just can't break in the door. You know what I'm saying? So they said, we want to do a wellness check, which is this thing that, you know, is kind of like they act like it was the secret weapon of the police. I'm calling for a wellness check. We believe our daughter's in there. She's a minor, and we believe she's here. Can you do it? And all they could do is knock on the door. Mm-hmm. We have a report that someone's being held here. Well, you know, you mind if we take a look? Sure, no problem. Ma'am, you okay? Yeah, you here on your own free will? Yes. See ya. But she's lying to you. Wait. So he's got this MK Ultra, all these kids, you know, this, you know, if you go outside the family, you ain't gonna get no more of this pee on you. No more urine for you. That you love so much. But apparently he's herpes stricken.
Seems like I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Apparently
he's got herpes now?
Oh yeah.
A bunch of them got herpes?
Everyone that's in his camp. They all
passing around herpes.
So the one girl sued him for saying he knowingly knew, you know, he was infected.
Yeah. I think you have to know you have herpes. Herpes is one of those things like you really can't.
Hide it. Yeah, you can hide it.
There ain't but so many excuses for them damn sores.
Right.
That you got.
Yeah. No, it's you know, incurable.
Right. Keep it forever. Like what was that? Eddie Joe? Keep it forever like luggage.
Like luggage. Like luggage. So very, very sad. The outcome of it. But go back to my point as why do we care? Like we listen to the music. Does that erase the memories you've had of that music?
Yeah.
Does it erase the good times you've had watching the Cosby Show? When you felt that moment when him singing to Claire on the steps and doing the, you know.
Can you separate? Can you separate?
I think people can.
I think you can.
I think we've done a great job of separating, you know, life and art.
Right.
And when we merge them together, we always get in trouble.
Right.
Sticky Fingers, the guys Onyx, you remember those guys from Queen? Shout out Onyx, Pedro Star. You know, Sticky said it like, he says, you don't expect Bruce Willis to fucking run around the city with guns and villains and stuff when he's chilling. I'm chilling, motherfucker. I'm not acting right now. It's an act.
So you can have a different reaction. So if the Cosby Show came on, we'd watch the Cosby Show. If Bill Cosby came over and said, "Hey, is that your daughter?" You'd knock Bill Cosby the fuck out.
Right. So when you merge the two and think that he's the dad with the sweater,
that's right. That's all.
That's
okay.
Not him.
Yeah.
I just saw something, Michael Jordan, a thing on Michael Jordan, Chameleon, like some of the rappers and stuff, celebrities and stuff that were like, okay, Chameleon, right? And a guy from Houston is a rapper. He was like, dude, I was at this party, you know, I finally get to meet Mike, and he was such an asshole. He said, yes.
Oh my God.
He said, yo, I don't take no pictures with no niggas. Get this nigga out of here. Deadass. Mike was like, yo, chill, Mike. Like, chill. It's Chameleon. I don't give a fuck who he is. Like, he was like, get this nigga out of here. It was like a completely different guy. Had a cigar. Man, get this motherfucker out of here, man. Fuck you think he is? Picture with no niggas. And Ray Allen and Paul Pitt, they said it was a bunch of NBA guys. It was like, come on, man, I'll take a picture with you. It was like, yo, what the fuck, Michael Jordan, man? He's like, I just paid $7,000 for a jersey at an auction, you know, some charity, a benefit or something. He bid on this jersey, get to meet him and all that stuff. Like, fuck, I want my money back. This motherfucker. He's like, he was so disappointed in Michael Jordan's.
You ain't got nothing better to do with $7,000.
Hey, man, I mean, Chameleon there. Who knew?
Oh, okay, yeah, Chameleon.
Rapper. I mean, I guess at some point. But why do we care? Why do we care so much? Why do we go to bed with these people? Why do we get it in our hearts? Like I just watched I finally caught the full Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay.
Queen movie. Fabulous. But I've not had the experience of following the band during the live period.
Okay.
So I have nothing to compare it to, other than I'm hearing it for the first time. I thought it was rather grotesque. Of the overbite that it was very pronounced. None of that was because I'm not a fan. I love the music.
Mm-hmm.
So here it is, the separation, right? I've separated. I love the songs.
Right.
I care nothing about him.
Right.
And learning more about him, I cared even less more. I'm like, wow, gosh, this guy was truck stop? Like, that's truck stop? Was at paintball, dude was. And I'm going to say this, and I think it won some awards, right?
I think so, yeah.
You can't pack, 40 years of Freddie Mercury in a 2-hour movie.
No.
So, I given the fact that the guy looked like Corky Romano through the whole show. Like, Corky Romano.
Yes.
He kind of resembled him. But I didn't know he was like Pakistani, like he was.
Yeah, he was part Pakistani.
Part Pakistani.
Yeah.
It was like, who's the fucking Paki on stage?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said it the best when when they do biopics and stuff like that. The only concern is to make sure that you get the overall message as to what is that they're intending to say.
Yeah.
I think how they say it is going to be subjective.
Yeah.
Things are going to change, and events are going to change, and we've seen stories that we think are true. They say based on true events,
right?
But there are events that happened that didn't happen, or didn't happen that way, or somebody will say, hey, it's not it's not a documentary,
right?
It's not presenting it as facts. It's presenting it as entertainment.
Yeah.
And so what you see in the beginning. It's just trying to make you feel something at the end, and if it makes you feel that, then it's a success. Now, how I did that in the beginning, whether he was a truck stop dude or whether he was a, whatever, we're trying to just make a point here and stuff.
I was like, wait, what?
Like the movie Black Klansman.
Yes.
Black Klansman has a lot of embellishments in there, to which the people who were involved said that didn't happen.
Yes, I've heard that.
But it's trying to make an overall point, and so it's the artist is going to have their artistic license to make a particular point. Now, if you're going to do a documentary is going to be something different because you need to present facts.
Yeah, you need to be well researched and well informed and presented in the appropriate way. And I guess only if the person who you're talking about has no comment or they're dead, you can only take it from the mouths of the accounts around them and surrounding. So but definitely was interesting. It was very interesting. Arguably one of the best rock bands for myself, like
Queen. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just from the music that I've grown up listening to, from Another One Bites the Dust to, doing the fucking Flash Gordon fucking to the We Will Rock You and
very distinct sound.
Yeah.
Very distinct sound.
Yeah.
Queen. Very, don't get as much, like over here in the States, like, they tend to celebrate like the Stones and the Beatles a little bit more than they do Queen. But apparently in Europe, Queen is it. Like as far as like, who the gold standard, the gold standard. The Queen is the gold standard. Everybody else kind of falls under Queen.
Yeah, we in the States we do the Mick Jagger, Rolling Stones, and then you go into who else? Grateful Dead or AC/DC, Metallica.
Well, talking about British bands or whatnot.
Oh, British bands. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was pretty fun. We get some strange weather coming.
Is
it strange or is it winter?
I don't think it's strange. I think it's winter, but it's supposed to be Armageddon tomorrow. Like it's supposed to be like this is it.
This is it.
Get your 27-pound mac and cheese and stick it in because you ain't coming out.
You're munching on mac and cheese for quite a while.
We had a little tease. Yesterday it was a little tease.
Yeah, it was nothing. It
was a little tease. Once it came out, and it's funny how the city reacted because. The last time we had snow, they didn't do shit. Nothing. And I don't want to hear, and people will say, "Oh yeah, we learned from our mistakes." I don't want to hear that shit,
right?
Because this is like you get a report.
Right.
You get a report, and it's more detailed than the shit we see on the news and stuff.
Correct.
Like that.
Right. You get a
detailed
Doppler
report.
fucking.
This is what's going to happen. This is the anticipation of what's going to happen. It's going to affect this. It's going to affect that. It's going to affect this. It's going to affect that. What do you want to do?
Right.
And the dude said, nothing. I truly believe at that time, what was it, November 15th, something like that?
Yeah.
That was an experiment. That was an experiment. I truly believe that they, and you know me, I'm a conspiracy theorist, dude. I truly believe that there was an attitude that they said, what if we didn't do anything?
Right.
What would happen?
That's what happens.
What would, you know what, if we did nothing, how would we come out of this?
Right. And it's very interesting that you say that, because that is the consensus of do nothing. You know, like if you do nothing, what happens? The people will find a way. We are resilient.
Yeah.
Humans are very resilient and resourceful. So, how many times have you got caught without a fucking scraper in your car, and you take a credit card or something, you scrape something?
Yeah.
You get resourceful, man. I think this living by the I think this is the same thing of what we talked about before with the feed or whatever comes out. It's like they say it's going to be this, and you go, "Ooh, I better go buy a tub of mac and cheese right now." This is it, because so you could be very much right that this experimentation of flirting with the general control,
right,
mass control. If that's the case, then you got to find out how it ties in. These motherfuckers are at Costco's and BJ's like, listen, man, we're about to send a motherfucking cloud over here. Cut that shit. They send ABC to fucking, I wonder. Berkeley Johnson sends $40 million check to ABC and Disney for this. Thanks for the business.
Well, tomorrow is supposed to be like snow and rain all day, and then it's going to freeze overnight. So potentially Monday morning, everything's going to be covered in ice. Potentially. Okay. So who knows? We might be working from home.
From home, it's a holiday, baby.
Oh, that's right. I got to work. You got to work.
Sad for you, but not for most. I mean, it's funny because my job did the same thing. They had all these meetings scheduled for Monday. You got to do this. We want you on the call with this one. And I was like,
Monday's a holiday.
And they just we just had this whole thing about the company being more communicative in the LA office and New York office, and we're like, we need to be more in tune with each other. We need to be, so we're publishing a calendar that everyone, and the head of the company says, Monday we have meetings, and it's mandatory everybody dial in. I said, I have no problem dialing in from home. What do you mean? Oh. You just sent the fucking memo out. So I hate when they do that. They're so focused on the connection and they're disconnected from the things that they just say. That's more bark to bite.
Well, right. That's bark. Yeah, like I said it because I have to say it.
Right.
Somebody nudged me, like the president of my HR.
Right.
Hey, look, you got to say something else.
Right. It's politically incorrect.
That's right.
You should not be saying those things. But we've thanks, man. This was the way to celebrate like they do in the big house. I will eat that waffle. You can have the big one.
You want to switch?
Yeah, let's switch. I stay away from that fucking place.
No, it is that, but
well, the oh gosh, oh, ooh. Wow.
And it's either this or a 27-pound thing of mac and cheese.
Damn. No, I will say that the sweetness of a Big Mac, when you get a Mac attack, like when you're really craving it, when you're like, oh man, I can just imagine the sweetness.
It's like a specific craving you get.
It's like the White Castle.
That'll only satisfy it.
Yeah. The White Castle is for sure one. Like once you get it in your head that you want to have White Castles,
nothing else satisfies it.
Nothing
satisfies it. I get these urges at work to get I need a chocolate glazed donut from Dunkin' Donuts.
Really?
Yeah. I get these little Jones, like
you have to
I fight it.
Your day's not complete until you get it.
But right, and that's the only thing that'll satisfy. So I'm jonesing for a chocolate donut, and I got to think of almonds by my desk. Fucking almonds ain't gonna cut it. You just gotta let it Most of them just let it pass.
Almonds will pacify you though. We'll get rid of.
Oh, yeah.
Get
a handful of almonds.
Yeah, blue diamond.
And water. Drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of water. Like remind you that you're not really hungry.
Right.
You're just jonesing. You're full.
Yeah.
But you just got a taste for something. Drink some water and
Yeah.
and remind yourself that you're not hungry.
No, yeah, no, that's for sure. Like I do, I'll drink the water, lemon water, lemons in it, and you get flavor, you get water,
Yeah.
a little satisfying. So Armageddon tomorrow, man, or tonight. Travel advisory starts at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Stay off the road.
You have to roll
Travel
the
ban.
home.
What's the word going to be this year? Last year was travel ban.
Yeah.
They said, oh, travel ban on, like, don't hit the roads.
But what word were they using for like the weather? It was a
Bomb cyclone.
Yes, bomb cyclone.
And we're gonna have a bomb cyclone. Yeah.
Which last year was a hurricane. Which before that was just.
That's what I'm saying. So what genius is gonna fucking make up a word? Can we at least agree that there's gonna be a new word come out? Or maybe they'll wait till 2020.
Well, if it happens again, then you got to trademark it. Because then it's a trend. If it happens more than a word, if it happens more than once.
I just think that some jack-o'-lanterns in the back room going, what if we see the mix of, right. This is a, well, like the guy who gets to name the hurricane.
Calpurnian discus.
Now, why is, they name them like these names, Gloria, Alpha.
Yeah. Well, they can keep track of them. So they can keep track of like what it was, and they alternate boy, girl, and it goes through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
Right.
So like wherever they stop, they pick up. So if it was like I and a male, so the next one would be J and a female, or something like that.
It's misogynistic.
Could be.
Could be. Oh, Andrew was worse than Katrina.
Andrew was toxic.
Yeah. Andrew was fucking
Katrina was a victim herself.
Yeah. Mike did a song, Katrina versus, what was the last hurricane we had? The one in Houston.
I can't keep track of it. Was it Katrina?
No, Katrina was New Orleans.
Katrina, there was Irene. Irene was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I can't.
Sandy.
Oh, Sandy. Our hurricane.
Yeah, our
right. Okay, Sandy. Yeah.
Sandy versus Katrina. He did a song called Sandy versus Katrina.
That'd be a good.
It's hot. Well, he does the visual basics. We do these visual videos, and he takes like a bunch of internet clips. I started it. I did it with his first. Actually, his first video was me doing clips. Doing video clips because he's so visual. So we came up with this concept called the visual basic, a visual effect, and we do a whole album of videos that are all web-based content. There's no footage of him. There's no him rapping and holding the mic. Yeah, saying with the same. It's just straight. Every word he says is Google pic.
Represented by a picture.
Yeah, represented by an imagery from.
That sounds like fun.
It's a lot of fun. I'll show you. Matter of fact, I'll show it as a preview in. We're back. And we're back.
Are back. So yes, I guess so. Yeah. So Armageddon on Sunday. I unfortunately have to go to work on Monday.
Or not.
Depending on what the weather does.
Depending on the travel ban and
depending on the travel ban and what we learn about MLK and if it was a MLK conspiracy. That never took hold.
Conspiracy,
like was there a conspiracy to assassinate Martin Luther King? And there's more.
Yeah.
There's more questions about that. I mean, we look at Kennedy as like the conspiracy to kill Kennedy. And
well, they're all three of them are related. Him, Malcolm, Kennedy, and there's a whole series
Robert Kennedy, who was assassinated.
Yes, there's a whole series of this assassination. And at some point you have to say the only people that could pull this off. Higher ups.
Well, when you look at for King, when you look at James Earl Ray,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Who was released?
You look at a guy who was like nobody.
Right.
He was like the dude was like in and out of jail.
Yeah.
He was a drunk. He was just like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then apparently, like a year before this happened, all of a sudden he's clean shaven. He's got money in his pocket.
He's a political
He's
activist.
an activist.
He's involved in.
And he had money for shit. He had money to buy guns and all that stuff. It was like, wait a minute, he didn't have a job. He had no reported income.
Yeah.
So and people who do this, who investigate stuff like this, and who are, I guess you could say, conspiracy hounds, say that there's actually more to the conspiracy of MLK's assassination than JFK's assassination. They say JFK's assassination, Lee Harvey Oswald being the lone shooter, is plausible. It's plausible. Now, the only thing that gets me about that is all of a sudden a bullet shows up on a gurney unscathed and unmarked. Oh! It's a bullet! Oh, there you go! Like, oh, okay. And the dude had more, like, there's more fragments in him than, so it shouldn't be a whole bullet.
Oh, this bullet that when you watch the pictogram of it, it's like the bullet did this,
and you got a full bullet right here.
This is it,
Right.
No,
it's like saying, oh man, we had a Big Mac, it was delicious, and you see a full Big Mac sitting there. It's like, yeah.
To digress a little bit back to the R. Kelly, there was a part in there where the videotape was being shown. Right? The jury is like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're making me watch. Like, you have to sit and watch this thing, and it's painful. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you know. If you didn't know, you'd be like, it's a porno. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know the age, you'd be like, damn, oh, she's getting it in. Oh, wow. You'd be like, damn, this is some real porn shit. Nothing different than what you see on any of the websites. You know what I'm saying? But and now you're like, wait. You're making me watch this. I didn't do this on my own. Don't call me a chicken porn guy or whatever. But I say this to say is that at the hearing, the attorney says, "You ever seen this movie called Little Man?" With Damon, when he put the head on if they can do that, who's to say they didn't do that to him? He said, "Oh, there you go." The same thing just said that.
You know what I'm
saying? He just showed him the movie Little Man. He said, "You ever seen this movie?" He had the cassette. He had the tape.
So he didn't even show it. You could open the DVD up.
You ever seen a movie called Little Man? And they open the box up, and the judge, "Little Man?" Oh, this is fucking weird. How the fuck? Oh, I mean, the men not flashy is real.
Oh my God.
Hey, you didn't see that? What you just saw was an exercise, man. So that's right. I guess so.
So I guess that's it.
This is a training hours.
When's lunch?
And Blockbuster sales went raw.
And you have to believe that because I always go back, like anytime we see shit, like there's a planning process for this shit.
Somebody said this.
And so this happened in a meeting as they were okay, and then I'm gonna bring up the movie Little Man. What? Wait. No, I got the box. I got the movie. So you're gonna bring up Little Man, defend me on rape.
If they can do this, the proof is they can do that. They can put his head in. Or you figure it could be his brother. And then they told him his brother was like, "Hey, what the fuck? Wasn't me.
I'm moving trucks."
And they said, well, they showed a video of where R. Kelly was riding a motorcycle or something, and it was like a stunt, and his brother did the stunt.
Okay.
And they was like, "That's R. Kelly." And they said, "Yeah, okay." Aha, but it wasn't R. Kelly. It's his brother performing a stunt double. See how you easily fool? You think everything's R. Kelly? So they made this thing like, don't you think that's R. Kelly?
But at the same time, aren't there like witnesses that say, "Hey, no, that was R. Kelly"?
100 people was like,
like the guy, like remember, I don't want to bring up bad shit, but
but
remember
it was only the accusers saying it's him.
only the
The people
accused.
in the video, even the girl who was getting peed on, said,
Tight lip.
that's not me.
Okay, all right,
She said, that's not me.
okay.
So
then that presents a
you
problem.
can't, yeah, that's
That
but
presents a
everybody
problem.
said, why isn't this story sticking? Why isn't it, how come?
Yeah.
Because the people are not
Because
participating.
people are not participating, right? Okay.
In the hood, we have this don't snitch shit until it's your family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, who did it? We don't talk to
don't
the police, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Do your job.
that's right. Exactly.
Go find them. Go find them.
Go find them. But we want me to find them. These motherfuckers ain't gonna say nothing.
Right.
It reminds me of that. Remember the dude Colin Ferguson,
Yes.
who was stupid. I mean, first of all, a nut job.
Nut job, yeah.
Who shot up people in Long Island Road.
I was there. I mean,
Oh, you were there?
no, I was working at Pergament.
Oh,
and they
okay.
all ran to the store.
Oh, okay.
They came out there. Ah! We were like, what the fuck is going on? They ran in the store. Cool boys, and they were ducking. They were hiding because the train station's right there.
And this idiot decided to defend himself
Yes.
and questioning people.
Yeah.
He said, "No, it was you."
Did you?
Well, did you get a good look at him? It was you.
Now you say you saw me, but where were you? Hiding.
I was hiding.
So you saw me from under the chair.
Yes. Yes.
Can you describe what you?
Mustache, short afro. You.
Doesn't look like my father-in-law. By the way.
What else do I? I mean,
This is you,
when you
motherfucker.
get to a point that's like, all you have to say, it was you.
Yeah.
Well, do you think? No. None of this other shit.
None of this other shit matters, man.
Oh.
His trial was weird. His trial was.
I'm surprised it
super-
even went to trial.
Right.
How did he even go to trial like
Well,
that?
he's allowed due process. I mean, this is still America.
True. Yes.
This is
You're right.
still
Yes,
America.
you're right. You're right.
We
You're
have
right.
to. We have
You can't let the emotion.
Nope.
You
No.
can't let your emotion
As heinous
derive from
as
it.
it
You're
is,
right. You're absolutely right.
As absurd it is, you are allowed due process, and you are allowed the ability to represent yourself in this country, which makes it great. Makes it a place of opportunity. If you exploit it and you do bad shit, knowing, it'll never get me,
Right.
then
Right.
you're Billy the Kid, who we marvel against.
Right.
We marvel at all these
Gangsters and whatnot.
these riflemen. The guys shooting 100 people. They're just Indians. So what? They're just Indians. Have you ever seen the Hateful Eight?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
yeah, that's a movie I need to see. I come across it and I said, I'm going to see it. This time, but I haven't
Hateful
seen it.
Eight is the one with Samuel Jackson,
Mhm.
but then there's the Adam Sandler's version, the Something Six, or the
Oh, really?
Senseless Six, or the
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh man, that one is fucking funny. That shit is the Hateful Eight and the something. It's like a play on Magnificent
I'm playing
Seven.
Magnificent Seven and Senseless Six.
Senseless Six or something like that.
Did you see Denzel's Magnificent Seven?
Yes.
That was pretty good.
Pretty fucking good. That fucking Gatling gun. Bring in the gun! Then he fucking cut a city in half.
Talk about technology.
Yes.
That's what they were saying. The same shit that we're saying about phones.
Yeah.
They were saying about that gun. It's fucking technology, man.
It's
We can't
technology.
keep up with this shit.
Shit, man. Fucking Gatling gun.
Pretty soon you can be able to put your food in a box and it gets hot.
A science of it. Speaking of that, there was a huge bust in the Bronx. Gentleman by the name of Hollywood, on the streets profoundly known as Hollywood, was busted with tons of. This motherfucker was bringing in extendo clips and Tommy boxes. Okay, so imagine this Whopper being a Tommy box, the round one,
Mm-hmm.
and it sticks on
And it
to a
sticks on the-
fucking a 9 like this, and you just boom, 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 100
Yeah,
rounds,
yeah.
50 to 100 rounds from a 9mm and a little fucking Whopper disc.
Wow, shit.
And they caught this motherfucker and they threw the book at him.
Yeah,
boy.
he's
gone.
done. Hope he hit his money.
But apparently he was just bringing them from Virginia. Like he wasn't.
So around the corner, it wasn't like
it was on Greyhound buses, on those cheap Chinese buses, and it was that simple. He just rode the bus, those $10 buses that
Yeah.
go down to DC and all that stuff.
They do every week.
Every week. And he was going back and forth, just a little backpacker,
Well, they don't check you on buses.
Nothing. No check. There's nothing
They
to
don't
check.
check
There's
you on
no
buses.
authority. There's no,
You don't have to pass nothing. You don't have to go
swipe.
swipe nothing. Nobody's looking at you and nobody's wanding you or
Yeah.
nothing like that. They didn't. I remember when I was in Spain. I was in Valencia, Spain. I took the high-speed rail from Valencia to Madrid, and they had the same security
As an airport?
as an airport.
Really?
And at first it bothered me because all this is inconvenience and all that shit like that. But then I said to myself, no, wait a minute, that makes perfect fucking sense.
Yeah.
If you're bringing luggage on, you're bringing shit on, you're going to another city.
Yeah.
You're on a passenger vehicle with a few hundred other people on it.
Yeah.
Yes, we should
Yeah.
know if you've got a fucking grenade in your damn the luggage. And I thought about that for a second. And that you might have to do that with buses. How do you do that with buses though?
Well, Europe is oddly enough because you can, like, we go to Brooklyn, it's like going to a different country. Like you can go to Germany, to Brussels, to
Right.
country. You could be in a different country with different rules on a bus. You know what I'm saying? Like in 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You could be in a different city or a different country. And like, how do you do that is a question. Well, even like all my friends that are MTA, they have, they now put these boxes where they're just completely in a tube, in a box, because these people are savages.
Yeah.
These kids get up, fuck you, bus driver. Yeah, just keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
All my friends will tell you, they'll tell you this. They say, listen, we don't argue about no fare.
Mm-hmm.
We don't argue, and motherfucker gonna cut you or for the company.
$2.75, yeah.
So, fuck you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go.
Get in the back.
Sure. I got my fare. All right.
Yeah. Just ring the bell when you want to get off, too.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Yeah. Because there's no point, and and that's at some point, the revenue of the buses is going to come to a point where it's an automatic system that it becomes it runs. How can I say it? I guess the churn and burn money, the paying your $2.75
Mm-hmm.
fare or whatever else, it is what it is. But at some point, it almost seems foolish to if it was somehow included, right?
Right.
Let's just say it was, as long as you have a pass or an ID. Well, then it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, though. You still got to pay.
I didn't think this over through.
But it does become a question as to how. And look, if we all got chips, and then you walk on, and then the thing is a reader,
right?
Boop,
Right.
boop,
Right.
boop, then you get an email. Hey, your account's low.
Right.
You got to fill up your chip account.
Oh, like Easy Pass.
Yeah, kind of like the thing, but it's you. It's you. You are chipped.
Yes.
Yeah. Or it's
If
in your
you're
watch, or it's in your neck,
So
or it's in your
undocumented.
whatever thing. Right.
If you're undocumented or whatever else. Which yeah.
Or whatever. So how you deal with that is something different.
Well, you deal with you. Okay, so I'll apply the same scenario to what it is now. It is that way. It's big red light. Everyone goes, oh, he didn't pay.
So a little public shaming.
Public shaming, but means nothing to a crook.
No.
Fuck about shit. That red light go off every time I walk in here.
What if you had automated transportation and it senses you getting on,
right?
And you got to have that green beep,
right?
Or this bus ain't moving.
Well, then everyone gets riled up on the person and goes, "Hey man, I gotta get to work.
Right.
Your ass gotta get off." So you're putting the other passengers to fight for a system that they don't own. You know what I'm saying? That happened to me on the Long Island Railroad, where this guy got on. It happened to be an Indian guy, and the train was too full, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he stood in the doorway like this, and it was like, doors are trying to close. We need to close. Let's go. And he said, "If I can't get on, no one is going." And everybody looked and said, "You gotta get the fuck off this train, goddammit." Okay. Yeah, this is back then. Because people were like, "Yo, wait a minute, man. Wait for the next one, man."
Right.
So you're empowering people to be vigilantes for a system that's not theirs. You know what I mean?
Well, but
let's do it if you did this way. Okay. Right, now this is going into some Brave New World shit, right?
Uh-huh.
Then it's this bus is riding. Speaking of Chameleon, there riding dirty. So we have a bunch of undocumented people. The light is on the top of the bus, and the officials are in the street. And when the bus stops,
That's an undocumented.
it's got undocumented people on it. So at any given point, they come on board. Yeah, who didn't pay? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come on. That's plausible.
That's very plausible.
The driver's not in. It's not him.
Mm-hmm.
He's just, so what are you going to do? And don't hit that fucking red button. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't tell on me. Don't
Right.
snitch on me. You hit the snitch button. Now you remember when the buses came out with the digital reader? And
Please call police.
Yeah. But at some point it was like, do I really call?
Yeah, wait a minute. This is legit. Yeah.
Hey, I just saw a bus driver that said, please call police, and I don't know what to do.
I had to snitch on a dude in Long Island Railroad about a week ago in Jamaica. This dude was I saw him. He was talking to this dude, saying, "Hey, you look like LeBron James. There's LeBron James." He was some crazy white guy just doing that. But apparently he was fondling people.
Ooh.
Like he would go get a little, and he was fondling people, and so the officials called the police. Police came looking for him, and this dude just ran. He just ran. And they were in this little chase for him. My train's coming. I get on the platform, and this dude gets on the train that's before me.
Yeah.
That's leaving. And so they stop the train, and they're looking for this dude. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna just follow this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I just followed him. He's on the train, going from one car to the other. I'm on the platform, going from one car to the other.
Shit.
He stops and he goes in the bathroom, in the restroom, as everybody's
Right.
all the way further down coming to look for him. The cops come up, and they start looking around, and I just said, he's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
He's in the bathroom?
He's in the bedroom.
And then they open the door, and then they drag him out,
Yeah.
shit like that. And then I just walk off. And somebody asked me, "You knew he was in the bathroom?" I was like,
Yeah.
so I was on like I was an undercover cop or whatnot. Yeah,
I'm on the job.
I'm on the job.
I'm on the job.
I'm on the job. So I had to step in and do
Listen, there is a civil responsibility that we're
is,
all
yeah.
required to participate in. I mean, all this stop snitching shit.
There is. You need to have a harmonious, as best as we can, a harmonious society, and we don't. We somehow that's triggered when it's like about us.
Yeah, black people. Yeah.
But we just don't seem to
I'm
understand
calling
that
cops on you motherfuckers.
it's a bigger thing. Like if somebody was acting up in the bar, if we're hanging out,
Yeah.
and if somebody's doing some dirty shit,
Yeah.
I'm sure it wouldn't be an issue to say, hey, why don't you take a chill or something like that. And then if it gets to that point, if an officer asks you, we say, no, this motherfucker kept spraying Tito's on people and shit and blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to have a good time here. Get this dude out so we can continue having
we can have a good time. It's true. It's very true. We've seemed to have gotten away from our agreement with society.
Right, which it is, and it's an agreement.
Yeah.
We've agreed that we're going to conduct ourselves a certain way,
Yeah.
and then if we get called out on shit, then we'll
You fuck with me, I'm snitching on you motherfuckers. I'm calling the cops. I ain't no fucking punk, but I ain't fighting with you.
Not fighting with you.
I'm
Fuck
not
with
fighting
me,
with you.
fuck with my family.
Yeah, no. You gotta go.
No, cops are going. Calling Serpico on you.
Woo!
Serpico.
Now there's a chance that I run up and go and shoot. There's a flip side to that coin. Always is.
You got a new toy?
Yeah, we got a new toy. We're gonna play with the new toy. So Armageddon, be prepared. Go put some salt out.
Salt, boots,
Calcium chloride.
make sure your Netflix account is paid.
Yeah, make sure your Wi-Fi's working. Your Wi-Fi's gotta be working.
The Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi. And all your apps are up to date. I think we're gonna get out of here.
Okay.
Go play with the toys. And episode 50 in the books.
50 in
Who
the
knew?
books.
When we started this thing, we never said we're gonna stop or start or go, but here we are, 50 episodes strong. We've had some good ones, some bad ones, and some fun ones.
Some fun ones.
A lot of fun ones. A lot of interesting ones. And we plan to keep doing this.
We're going to keep doing it. Let us know what you want to see. Like, subscribe, send us You know what you can do?
What's that?
I don't know if you can do this.
Can we?
Can you, like, at the bottom, like, put, like, what our shit is? Like, our Twitter, our Instagram, our
Okay.
our even an email.
Yes.
Drop us an email.
Drop us an
We might
email.
read some emails. Read some emails.
That's correct. Two
At
Bros Podcast 1
at Gmail.
at gmail.com. And we will scroll out on the bottom. We can do that.
And it's free.
It's free.
Fucking free. Don't cost you shit. But some time that you're bullshitting with anyway.
Cost you nothing.
So watch the podcast.
And he's in the bedroom.
Peace. Love ya.